Hi guys. I want to answer your questions about pointing or flexing your toes during the roll up. I got this amazing question that someone had asked me about when it comes to doing the roll up, and they said, I feel like I should be pointing my toes so I can get a stretch through my lower back. And the truth is that that tells me that you're not doing the roll up correctly. So I wanted to like truly talk about this because there's a reason to have flex feet. There's a reason to actually use the heels pushing down to the mat to help you activate your hamstrings and your glutes so that you can get out of those hip flexors and so that you can actually access your abdominals and then stretch your back and your hamstrings at the same time, which is the coolest thing. Okay. If you have questions about this, you can drop them below. So the roll up is the second exercise in the mat series. It is designed to actually help you prepare yourself for future exercise. It's not easy. It's also okay if you struggle with it. A lot of people do. But what you want to be focusing on, the reason why you want to have those flexed ankles in the roll up, one, if you have a strap, you actually the strap doesn't hold your legs down. It actually helps you pull around the strap to take that energy through the heels and then back into your center, which is so amazing. But when you have the strap, you can really dig those heels down, hug those outer hips in, which means your hamstrings and glutes are on, which means guess what's not on? Your hip flexors cannot overdominate, overwork, making you come up like a mousetrap, right? We don't want to do that. But what happens is then when you roll up, if you can stop yourself with your tailbone reaching down, not under, that's a different story, down. When you do the pulses, which you'll see that there's these pulses that I have in my free tutorial, when you do the pulses, not only are you activating more of your abdominals, you're stretching your lower back and your hamstrings. But here's the best part. All those muscles are active, meaning you're actually going to get that creative, that you're going to create this amazing active static stretch, which is actually going to create flexibility in those areas, which is awesome. Pointing the toes in the roll up may allow you to look like you're doing the roll up. I would call that performing the roll up versus practicing the roll up. You may feel like you're getting a stretch through your lower back, but what you're actually not doing is creating an active static stretch, which is going to keep that flexibility in there. And also you're probably not going to be using your hamstrings or glutes, which means your hip flexors are going to be working a little bit more. And so it's not awesome. It's not what we want. So I understand having a struggle with the roll up and then trying to find different ways to do it and thinking, well, if I just change this exercise, this will happen. If we can't do an exercise yet, what we actually need to be focusing on is what parts of the exercise do we need to strengthen so that you can. And we actually can use other Pilates exercises to help us do that. So what I would love for you to be thinking about is less about stretching your lower back only and more about strengthening the whole body so that you can stretch it, right? Activating the hamstrings and the glutes so and taking out some of that overactivation of the hip flexors so that you can get your core to activate and truly stretch your back and your hamstrings at the same time. Then when you go to do the teaser and the open leg rocker, which are pointed feet, you'll be able to lengthen through your muscles even more in those hip. It's freaking incredible. The whole mat work is designed in such an amazing way. If you're wanting to experience a consistent practice where you can actually compare yourself to yourself, I hope you do my free challenge. It's opc.me/challenge. We have a mat challenge and a reformer challenge, totally free, 4 weeks long. You'll see in the comments, like people are actually like, they started off and they couldn't do the seal and then they could do the seal. What is the seal? It's got a lot of the roll up in it, right? So what I love about helping people find their version of an exercise is really being in practice and not in performance. And so thank you so much for asking this question about pointing the feet to get more of a stretch of the back. The truth is that pointing the feet might get you a stretch in the back, but it's not going to help you get the strength of your entire core, of your entire center to help you do not just the roll up, but other exercises in the mat practice. So everyone, flex those feet, not just your toes. So the whole foot, not just like some people just like work the toes. Flex the feet, dig the heels down, get those hamstrings and glutes to work. Oh my gosh, get them to just like, yes, on, so that when you do those pulses, extra credit, tailbone reaches down, you can stretch your back. You're going to work your core in an amazing way. And you're going to notice that it prepares you for so many more exercises in the mat practice. If you just point those toes, what you're probably thinking of, you're probably getting is more of like what you would get in a yoga forward fold. And again, Pilates and yoga are very different exercises. They have very different purposes. The roll up is designed to strengthen your entire body while actively stretching it, providing the flexibility that you want. So I hope that answers your question on should I point or should I flex during the roll up? Flex away. I promise you, if you focus on not over rounding, if you focus on reaching that tailbone straight down so you can get a really nice long round shape, it's the longest flexion you can get, you're going to get so much more stretch out of it while strengthening your body. It will prepare you for more exercises. If you're an OPC member, I answer questions like this every day in our community. I also even look at your form. So if you're wanting me to look at your roll up and tell you kind of what's going on with it, what's a struggle, if you're an online pilatesclasses.com member, I can actually look at it. So I can see how you roll up and I can talk to you about, oh, your feet are sickling, or oh, you're over rounding, or oh, your shoulders are doing the round shape for you, which is not what we want, right? So you don't have to be in a guessing game is the point. I love providing all the free content we have here on YouTube, and I really, truly love all of you who have subscribed, so thank you so much. Do check out our free challenge, opc.me/challenge. But if you're wanting to be in the community of OPC, if you're wanting me to not only answer your questions, not just on Sunday, but like as soon as you ask them, but also to look at your form, go to onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. That's onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. You can try out OPC, be in the community, send a video in to get feedback on your form. Join us for a live workout that we do. And especially compare yourself to yourself. Pilates is a practice, it's not a perfect. So please enjoy flexed ankles in your roll up and that extra static stretch, which active static stretch, which you're just gonna love. And if you have questions about it, feel free to ask in the comments below. I love answering them, and I'll be live next Sunday to answer your questions. Have an amazing day.